Hi guys, this is Sadik from Godwin.com. As of now, the yet another AOSP project, GSI ROM, has just got the QPR2 base of Android 16. So I'll show you how to flash it onto your phone. But before that, please take a phone's backup of all the data. Once done, let's get started. First off, install the Treble Info app from Play Store or F-Droid and then launch it and verify it's shown as supported, as you could see over here. If that's fine, then next step, open the article in a new tab. I'll show you why in just a moment. When that is done, get the ROM file from here. The QPR2 base is should be here only. This is the one. Open this in a new tab, and you could see we have the two variants. So first off is the ARM64. This is the CPU architecture. You may have a look at all these naming scheme from my article or simply the app as well. For example, CPU architecture, you could see it's ARM64 only. That is great. Then we have AB. So both AB as well as B means the same thing, which is system as root. As you could see, they both mean the same, and our phone has enabled that. System as root is enabled as well. Apart from that, we have the GIS or the non-GIS build, and that's it. The file format is .xz. So please use 7-zip to extract this. Let me show you how. So this is the file of xz. Right click, show more option, or 7-zip, extract to YAAP, and you will get the file in the IMG format. When that is done, let's now move ahead with the next step. So now, first and foremost, get the Android SDK from my article, extract it onto your PC. Upon doing so, you'll get a few files. Let me show you how and what are the files. These are the files, as you could see. Now enable OEM unlocking and USB debugging. OEM unlocking is required to unlock the phone's bootloader, and USB debugging is required for ADB command. So let's enable both the toggles onto our phone. For that, just go to settings, about phone, tap on OS version or build number 7 times. Then go back, go to system, and there dev options, enable OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. On Xiaomi phones, you will have to wait for 10 seconds at the very max. So just wait for that, check mark, aware of all the risk, and then tap on OK. So hit the OK button. You might get one more prompt, tap on allow or OK, and that's it. Let's first verify the debugging connection. So for that, type in CMD in the address bar of platform tools, hit the enter key, then type in the command of ADB devices, verify you are having an ID. If that's all fine, now unlock the phone's bootloader. So for that, we have made an article. For the Nothing, OnePlus and Pixel, simply use the command of forward flashing unlock. For all the other OEMs, the steps are given over here. They have their own separate articles in the video. For Xiaomi, you will require a Python script. Samsung is the download mode. Then Realme in the test APK. Motorola, you will need a code. That code needs to be sent to Motorola, and then they will share a file by email. So use that code. All of them are explained here in all these articles. So please have a look at them, unlock the phone's bootloader, and then re-enable USB debugging on your phone. Moving on. Now you have to get the firmware, and should be the same firmware which is there installed onto your phone. You may verify it from the phone's build number or OS version. Let's now discuss for a few OEMs. For example, first off, if you talk about the Xiaomi phones, then you have to get the fastboot ROM, extract the fastboot ROM via the 7-zip. You will get it will be a .tgz format. Extract it, you will get a tar file, again extracted, and you will get the images folder. So go inside that folder. You could see it's the same build number as the one which is there on my phone currently. If that's all fine, go to the images folder and get the file of VB Meta, which is over here. Copy it, paste the file inside folder of platform tools. So in case of Pixel phone, it's a factory image. For OnePlus, it's a payload bin file. Extract the bin file via the fastboot enhance tool. Simply launch the tool via the exe file, then go to payload dumper, click on browse, choose the bin file, click on open, then go to the Persian tab, extract the file of VB Meta, and that's it. For the Nothing phone, you could get the firmware from the GitHub repo and then extract them and get the files. Apart from that, I guess all are same for this is the Nothing phone, as you could see. So get the file of VB Meta. Once that is done, transfer the file inside the folder of platform tools. Apart from that, also transfer the GSI file inside that same folder. Let's cut it from here, paste it here. For the ease of convenience, let's do a renaming. Rename this to something shorter. Let's rename this to GSI. The name becomes GSI.img. Once that is done, let's now boot the phone to the fastboot mode. So for that, just type in the command of ADB reboot bootloader, hit the enter key. The phone should now be inside the fastboot mode. This will take 10 to 15 seconds at the very max. Once it's in the fastboot mode, type in the command of fastboot devices and verify you are having an ID. If you're not having this ID, in that case, install fastboot drivers onto your PC. Link for the same is given here. So open in a new tab, install the drivers. When that is done, do a right click on the Windows icon and choose device manager. Then expand the Android phone section, verify your phone should be shown there. As you could see, it's shown here. If that's all fine, then let's now turn off or disable the Android verified boot by flashing the file of VB Meta. So copy this command, paste the command in the CMD window. This will flash the file and turn off ABB. When that is done, boot the phone to the fastboot D mode by the fastboot reboot fastboot command. Copy the command, paste the command once again, hit the enter key. This will take a few seconds, and once that is done, we could now flash the GSI ROM. But before that, let's first make some space. And for that, we have to remove the product A partition. So copy this command and paste the command in the CMD window, hit enter. It's now gone, so we could now flash the file. The command is fastboot flash. The partition name is system partition. File name is gsi.img. Hit enter. The flashing will now start. Take around, I guess, 2-3 minutes at the very max. So let's just wait for that to complete. The flashing is just about to get complete and it's now done. So after that, your last step is to do a factory reset. Use the command of fastboot space -w, hit the enter key. This will do a reset. When that is done, type in the command of fastboot reboot. And that is it. Your phone should now be inside the OS in just a moment. The first booting up will take up some time, as you might be aware of, but that's all normal. After this logo, we should now have the YAAP boot animation on the boot logo. That will mean that we have flashed the ROM file successfully. So let's just at least see for that to appear. In a matter of few seconds, we should be having the boot animation. Let's just keep a tab on that, and you could now see we have got it, the QPR2 base Android 16 build. So now give it some more time for it to boot up. And with this, we are now inside the OS. This is the new UI for the QPR2 base. Let's skip this for now and choose the English language. If you want, you may connect to Wi-Fi, link your Google account, then restore all the app data. But that is going to take a lot of time, so I'm skipping that for now. Let's just agree to terms and conditions, and that is it. Skip the rest of the stuff for now. And we are now inside the OS. Third-party apps, YASR. This is audio recording. Let me just verify it once. I guess yes. Okay, yes, this is audio recording app with a few extra features. The format, quality of the audio channels can all be tweaked from here. Great. Then Lindwide is, well, it does not support, so I don't know what it is. Then Matlog for taking logs, which is very important, and that's just about it. Then we have the Google apps and the system apps. In the QS size, you might be aware of, you may now do the resize, just drag it to make them larger or smaller from here, as you could see. Once that is done, just hit the back arrow and you could see they are now saved. Anyways, let's now see the settings menu, and from here, you will get all the tweaks which are required. So first off, let's go to the display section. AOD is a must for me. Let me enable that. Then let's go back, and dark theme can be enabled from here. You may also choose expanded. This will force enable dark mode for all the apps that don't even support that. Okay, pure black is not there. That is not a good sign for me because I use quite a lot the pure black mode, but it's not there. Nothing can be done. Then wake on fully charged screensaver is off. No issues with that. Okay, just give me a second. Theme settings. Okay, I missed this. Expressive, way too dark. Rainbow is fine. Content is, you may choose from any one of these. Choice is all yours. Change the color source as well. Let's go back. Then anything else which we have left? No, nothing as such. Let's go back. Then we have the wallpaper and style section. From here, this is the new UI for QPR2. You may change the clock styles. You have the following clocks, the same as is the case with all the other AOSP ROMs. Let's choose this one. You may change its color, make it more darker or lighter, or change the size as well. For the color, let's stick with the wallpaper style only, which is not there. Let's choose a yellow one. This is nearest about. Then you may also change the font style, and let's see the font. Well, just give me a second. Okay, now it's fine. These are the various font style that you could choose from. Let's choose the Roboto, the usual ones. Hit apply. You may add the shortcuts. Let's say torch and QR code, and on the right hand side, how can I switch to the right hand side? Camera, if I remove this once again, let's give it a try. Okay, the UI bug, if I choose this on the right, this is a UI bug, not a major one, but still this is one. Then on the home screen, you may change the colors, the themes UI from here, or choose any other color from here, or switch to the light theme. Let's go with the light only. This is much better. Hit the apply button, and then we have the font style, if you have seen already. Then is the icon shape. This is the new one in QPR2. You may enable themed icons, and they are now implemented. Icon layout 5x5 is fine, but the maximum is still 6x6. No issues with that. So let's now go back, and then we have the system gestures. Let's see what all is there. Navigation mode, gesture navigation, CTS is there. Great. I'm currently offline, but this will work. Yes, it's working great. Let's go back. Try to take a screenshot. Is also working with all the required tweaks there. Cancel. Double tap to check phone. Left to wake up device. 100 mode. All the usual ones. Then triple settings. If you want to carry out any tweaks on your ROM, you may have a look at my article, and to fix any issues as well. All the steps are given in one single article. Just open that article, and then your task plan is complete. This one you would see whether it's the 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 90 Hz, 120 Hz, display, fingerprint, backlight, WhatsApp. All the issues can be fixed from this article. So just see what all is given here. Only carry out the tweaks if you know what you are doing, or else don't do such things, because this might have some adverse impact as well. You may install the OT update from this section from here, or simply install via the recovery, or you may also manually load via the file option, load the zip file from there, install it. There are various options. Then status bar tweaks, double tap to sleep. Let me see. It's working. Double tap to wake is also working. Icons, you must sure hide the icons from here in the status bar. Then we have the quick setting, brightness slider settings, QS text, automatic Wi-Fi, gaming macros. The usual ones are there. Okay, notification shade blur, blurring is there. Let's keep, if I choose this as 60, I don't know what exactly notification shade blur is doing, because there is no blurring, as you could see, not a much blur, but it's fine. It will get the job done for us. Apart from that, what else? Miscellaneous tweaks. Advanced reboot is a must for me. That is great. Advanced system recovery, fast boot, and system UI. Great. All the ones are there. Backup transport service. Spoof certified properties. Spoof to GMS required reboot to apply is enabled by default. Device diagnostic, reset options, systems, and that's just about it. Let me just see if there's any option for the keybox to upload the keybox file. It's not there. Play integrity is there or not? Play integrity is also not there. So you might have some issues in passing the strong test. I'm not quite sure, but this will lead to some issues. We have seen the system, and let's just see the home settings over here. Notification.access, let's give it. YAAP launcher has its own launcher. Allow, it's now given the permission. And show icons on the desktop, always show dots for notifications. Then opacity, app drawer opacity is at 60% by default. And this is how it looks. Let's make it more transparent by going to this section. Okay, it's now gone. Let's open this once again. Home settings, app drawer transparency is this. Let's make it less opaque and more transparent. System UI restart might be required. Let's see any change is currently shown or not. Very minimal change, but it's there slightly, not major change. Then for the recent screen is as well, you may make it transparent or opaque. You have the option for Google Lens screenshot and clear all button. These three are there. So guys, that's just about it. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, let me know in the comment section, and thank you for watching the video.